all have a tray, and each tray has a number on it, all right? And they're all lettered A, B, and C. In your charts that you pre-made yesterday, I want you to write down each one of those substances on chart 1, right in the graph. Like on the data chart, my example is the substances that are given, 1, 2, 3. I want you to write down what you have, 1, 2, 3. So whatever you have, everything is labeled, whatever you have. So in today's lab, what we're doing is we're learning about the density of liquids. Now in our last lab that you guys did an awesome job on, that's why we're going to do this one, we did the density of solids. So Chris, if you would, come here, hold this for me. And we wanted to see which solids were more dense than water, all right? Trace the flag. All right, and we had 3 different solids. Carrington, hold these 3. And how do we decide? Well, first of all, what is density? How do we know what is density? Define density. Ben? How tightly packed something is. So the more dense it is, and the more tightly packed it is, the more what it is, Che?
The more
tightly packed, the more what?
The more dense it is.
The more dense it is. So, all right. So what we used, we had 3 things that we used in the last lab. So we had aluminum, we had a plastic, and then we had this wooden piece right here, all right? Which do we remember which one was the most dense? Tiara?
The metal.
The metal, this aluminum. So when we placed the aluminum in, we saw that it was denser than water or less dense than water. And how do we know that? Because it's same. And then we had the plastic cube. Was the plastic cube more dense than water or less dense than water? More dense. And we know that because of what, Kendall?
Because it's sunk.
It's sunk. All right. And this last piece of wood, was it more or less dense? Less dense. So we'll put it on top. And it flows. So yes, it was less dense. So which one had the tightest? Can we tell which one had the tightest? Most compact, and which one was the most dense? Javelli?
The aluminum cube.
And which one had the most loose? Which one was the least dense? Samaya?
The wood.
The wood. And how do we know it was the wood?
Because it floated.
Because it floated. All right, thank you. You guys have a seat. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Instead of using solids, though, we're going to be using liquids. And on your table, the liquids that you have, that's what you're going to figure out which one is the most dense. So every one of you all have 3 things listed on your sheet and on your tray. I want you guys to make an estimated guess, make a roundabout guess, make a prediction about what 3 of those 3, which ones are going to be the most dense all the way down to the least dense. And write it in your chart. You might not know, but based on your prediction and what you know about density, write down, just take a guess, and as a group, come up with one main thing that you came up with, what you decided to do. So talk about it as a group, you can discuss it. Which one is most dense? That's going to be the top one. Which one is less dense is going to be the next one, and the least dense will be on the bottom. Kendall?
Oh no, you just answer my question.
Ben?
Do you have to answer? Do you have to put down why?
No, not why. We just want you to make a prediction. So you guys make a prediction. Because based on what your prediction is, Nehemiah, that's going to determine whether, when you guys do it, if you got it right. All right? So discuss as a group. Everybody should have the same prediction. So majority rules in this. All right? I'm going to ask you, as a group, what did you decide was the most dense and which was the least dense? That most dense is going to be the first one. Well, if you think about it, whenever you ever make spaghetti and you ever put like a little oil in the water so the spaghetti noodles won't stick, and then you go back and check on it, what do you see at the top? The veggie oil, right? So that tells you right there, that's like a hint. That's a way to figure out. Sometimes if you just think about everyday things in your household, that'll help you figure out certain things in science. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I had it.
All right, so you guys got it figured out. You discussed it. What you gonna figure out? All right.
Maple syrup.
All right. Let me go and randomly. Kiran, what did you guys come up with for the most dense? What was your order? What did you predict was the most dense? What substance?
The most dense was going to be the milk.
Okay. What's next?
Then it was going to be the water.
Okay, and then the what?
Lamp oil.
And then the lamp oil. All right. And oh, you seem like you want to give us what did you guys predict?
The most was honey, the second most was maple syrup, and the least was milk.
All right, and Daniela, you'll do the last group.
First it was corn syrup, then milk, then last is rubbing oil.
All right, good. So, cool, good. So now that you all have your predictions, the next thing you're going to do, when I say go, you're going to take your most dense and you're going to put it in the test tube. You'll take the most dense, put it in the test tube first. Then you're going to get your next most dense that you predicted and put that in the test tube second. And then your last substance that you predicted will be what you add at the end. And we'll see if the layers matched up to what we predicted. So for example, I'm going to do one real quick, and this is just a sample. I'm using two. In this one, I have some soap, some hand soap, and I have some blue colored water that I got. I'm going to predict that the hand soap is a little bit more dense than water. So how will I do it? I'll add some hand soap. That's my hand soap. And now I'll add some water. I think it'll work a little bit better if I pour it slowly. And I'll let them separate. So what's at the bottom? Is it the oil at the bottom or the water is at the bottom? What's oil?
Soap.
The soap is at the bottom. So what does that tell us? What's the most dense?
Soap.
Alright, and so that means the atoms in the soap are what? More compact? More compact or less compact? More compact. So that's what you guys are going to do now. So take a few minutes, figure out who's going to drop what in the test tube. I'll let you work on it as a group. Everybody should have a chance to participate. Once you have figured that out, go ahead and get started. Start putting it in. Put it in the order you said it was going to be, and make sure try to put it in the middle, right?
You can tell.
Put a little bit more in there, just so you can make a good distinction. So that's your honey. So that's what you said was the most dense. Yeah, just squeeze it. Squeeze it. Squeeze and then let go. And then it'll suck it right up. So just put a little bit more honey in it, and then Javella, you'll put the maple syrup in. Alright, hold it over the tray. Make sure you guys are holding your substances over the trays. We don't want any to get on the table. Alright, so hold them over the tray. Alright, so what you guys do, so just a little bit, you don't need that much. So this, what you said was going to be the most dense. Alright, so we don't need that much. Alright, so that's about it. Alright, so this was your most dense. What did we say was going to be, what did you guys say was going to be your next?
Then we said next would be veggie
Veggie oil? Alright, so you hold it. Alright, so hold it over the tray. You put the veggie oil in. Make sure you add it. Hold your hand so they can see it. They can see the separation. Alright. So far, is that what you predicted, right? The honey's at the bottom. Then next came the veggie oil. Alright, so now Carrington, you go ahead and stand up and add the water.